Thor Ragnarok, directed by Taika Waititi, starring Chris Hemsworth, Tom Hiddleston, and a Benjamin Button-like Kate Blanchett, who seems to just age backwards, looking younger than ever. And it's also worth mentioning that Jeff Goldblum is in total Jeff Goldblum mode in this film, which really adds to it. So the story is based around Thor, who has to save Asgard from Ragnarok, which is their version of Apocalypse. Did I enjoy the film? I certainly did. And why did I like it? Well, the first such reason was this one was actually funny, and quite funny. The first two I thought were a bit too serious at times, and it just didn't lighten up when it should have lightened up. Which this one, once or twice, might have gone too far over to the funny side, but that's only a small complaint. I thought it was quite entertainingly funny, but it also mixed with the action. And speaking of the action, it was so well directed. Like, there were some scenes where you're just sitting there and you're just blown away by how well put together and how fast paced it is, but you're still able to take it in, unlike certain films like Transformers Revenge of the Fallen, where you're like, what the hell am I actually looking at here? This is just perfectly timed, and you have the odd kind of comedic joke thrown in with the action scene. I thought it just worked very well. As I touched on briefly there, it was very well shot, and that delivered with the pacing, which moved at quite a fast pace, but also slowed at times to allow for enough character development to actually let the film develop properly, rather than just throwing everything at you and overwhelming you with colours, flash, action, explosion. There was a nice ebb and flow to it, so when the action hit, it was fast, it hit you fast, but you were still able to take it in. Then there was times to actually build on the characters, you know, it would expand on the Hulk and it would expand on various others. I don't really want to ruin it by saying too much about the story, but it's basically, you can watch the film from start to finish without kind of sitting there looking at your watch or getting bored at any stage. But as I said, the pace delivers at the right tempo to suit the particular scene. Another thing that stood out for me was the vibrancy of the colours. A lot of the previous Marvel films can look very dull. Now, Thor Ragnarok was filmed using a new 4K digital camera. I'm not sure of the name, but it was also used in the Guardians of the Galaxy sequel, and it did make a noticeable difference, and it really helped the kind of 80s neon-y pastel look to the film and bring out that vibrancy. And while touching on that, that leads me on to another point, is the soundtrack. I absolutely loved it. There was kind of this 80s vibe to it, and yes, they do also play the Immigrant Song by Led Zeppelin in the film, which does really complement some of the action scenes, adding to that enjoyment level and kind of upping the ante. And lastly, I'd say the acting. Everybody gave a great performance. There was no standout performer or one person was better than the other. Every single character or actor gave a great performance in that film. Now, I did mention earlier Jeff Goldblum, but as I said, that's just a cherry on top. That's Jeff Goldblum being Jeff Goldblum at his absolute best. But in comparison with all the other actors, everybody brought it to the table. So I suppose to conclude my review, I would highly recommend going to see this film. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I would not have any major criticisms, bar once or twice there was a joke put in when it didn't really need a joke. But other than that, it's a very entertaining film. A great comedy, great action film, and just the right amount of cheese to bring it all together into just one big, great, entertaining film. You'll walk away feeling thoroughly satisfied. I wouldn't say the film was faultless, but it's probably up there as one of the best films of the year, entertainment-wise at the very least. But it does deliver on a lot of fronts: acting, action, direction, pacing, cinematography, soundtrack, comedy. It has everything you need from a good night's entertainment. So I would recommend going to see Thor Ragnarok, and it's certainly better than the previous two. But listen, I'd love to hear what you think about the film. Do you have any other comments? And you know, if you do want to keep up to date with any of my other film reviews or any previous ones, just hit the subscribe button below. And I guess I'll catch you again for the next film. And listen, thanks for watching. See you later. Cheers.